Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. For the people that are not new here, I know it's been a minute since I've been on here. Today's video is going to be a catch up with me / life update video. I will have all the timestamps below as well as throughout the video, so you will see little titles pop up throughout if you play through on like my job, my car situation, moving out. So if you're interested in any specific topic, it will all be listed. So stay tuned, keep watching, and don't forget to follow all my social media, which will be in the description box. And without further ado, let's get on into the video. It has been a minute since I've recorded a intro for a YouTube video. I'm so used to short form content now because of Instagram and TikTok. So this seems so foreign to me, but it shouldn't, because this is my first love. Like, YouTube was where it all began with my content creation. So I don't know why I feel this way. But to start off, I'm drinking tea. I am drinking this holiday one. It's the Sugar Cookie Sleigh Ride holiday tea. I love this with one Splenda. It's like a dessert. I'm obviously sitting in a new location, which I will get to a little bit later on in the video just because of how the timeline falls. So I'm gonna start with kind of my job and like where I was content creating wise and stuff. So at the end of 2020 / beginning of 2021, I got a job at Lululemon as an educator. So I was working there for about 6 months. I started off part-time seasonal, and then I moved on to just part-time. My contract got extended, which was pretty cool. And if you know anything about me, you know I absolutely love activewear and athleisure, and I absolutely thrived in that environment. I'm such a people person. I'm very social. I would say I'm definitely an extrovert over being an introvert. So I was very in my element, talking about the things I absolutely love, the products I have been wearing for years, and sharing that with other people coming to shop. So I did that for about 6 months, as well as I was serving when things opened back up here in Canada, because our rules have been so all over the place and we've been in one of the most strict lockdowns in the world. So it was quite frustrating job-wise. I was kind of flip-flopping between things. So I was working as a lifeguard and server, and then when things shut down, I was just working at Lululemon, and then when things reopened up, I was working at Lululemon and the restaurant. And then I got my job. I had been applying to jobs and in the interview process for up to 8 months, which is quite a while and can actually be quite discouraging if I'm looking at the negative side of it. It definitely was not easy in times like this with the panny, because you weren't able to go out and network as much or meet in person. Everything was virtual. All the postings were virtual. You can just make a cold call, or what I like to call like a cold walk into the building, walk into the door you're trying to get a job, and talk to anyone because of all the rules and regulations, which was quite frustrating. I made it through multiple rounds of interviews with different employers, and just so much didn't work out. I was starting to lose hope, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be stuck as a server forever. And no shade to servers at all. Honestly, I love being a server. I still do it part-time, and I was quite happy doing it. Now looking at responsibilities and like financials and bills and stuff like that, I really enjoyed my time being a server. So I don't want to like shit on talking about that as being a career, because you can make good money. Fast forward, after 8 months of searching for a job and interview after interview, I finally landed a digital marketing role, which I like to kind of rename, and I tell my bosses all the time, as like a social media manager / influencer coordinator manager, as well as a content creator, because it is a small to medium-sized company. I wear many hats as this role that was listed, and I quite enjoy being able to do so many things. So I got hired onto this role at the beginning of June of 2021. It is all in office except 1 to 2 days a week I work from home, so I have some flexibility that way. And let me just tell you, it has exposed me to so much. It's one thing working as a freelancer or working for yourself, but working for a company and other individuals, it exposes you to so much more, and it really does sharpen your skills in ways that you may have not been able to do on your own. There obviously are pros and cons to each, and you definitely can build up your skills working for yourself as well. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm just saying it's such a good asset and thing to have on your resume, to be able to have said that you've worked for an employer, especially doing something you love. Working in social media really brings something new to the table every single day, especially when you work for a company like I do. I really see a different day every day. I'm setting up Instagram ads, Pinterest ads, I'm analyzing analytics, I'm doing influencer outreach, influencer follow-up, writing the contracts for it, the deliverables, checking the deliverables. I'm doing the content creation for Instagram posts, stories, Reels, TikTok, YouTube, you name it. So I wear many hats. It has been a fantastic experience. So this will officially be 8 months since I've started, and it has really exposed me to so much, and I can't be more grateful for the opportunity to be able to work in this role for such a great company. So because of my availability, now working a full-time 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, I did have to let go of my Lululemon job. I absolutely loved my time there, and I would love to revisit that company in the future and work in a digital space. I'd love to work on the creative side or digital marketing for that company. It is definitely something I'm manifesting, and kind of like one of those shoot for the stars goals. Moving on to where I've been content creation wise and being on social media, I did take a break and a step back from YouTube because the commitment was pretty strong in the effort you need to put into videos, coming up with the ideas and the concept, the pre-production, the recording, the editing, posting, promoting, getting ready for them, props, getting in another individual if I need to. It's just a lot. And with the pandemic, it was difficult to stay motivated on finding new content to film because there was travel restrictions, etc. So I found it very hard to get inspired and keep the drive and motivation going to stay on the platform. Obviously, there has been attention on some other apps like TikTok. TikTok has just blown up within the last couple of years, and Instagram, you know, has been a huge competitor in space as well, with IG Reels now coming out. And I have just been honestly more on those two apps. I've been trying to grow the following there, and a lot of my attention and focus shifted to those two platforms, being Instagram and TikTok, as well as with the companies that I have been partnering with and working with. A lot of them want to see content on those two platforms, and it's hard when you pitch your YouTube channel, which has, you know, the bigger following compared to the other ones that I have, and they're just not interested. They would rather see the content posted on other platforms. So basically all my time and energy has been going into those other two platforms. I started on TikTok at the end of 2020 when I got hired at Lulu because I was doing Lululemon outfit of the days, and those videos did pretty well on my page. They were hitting thousands of impressions per video, and then I noticed there was a drop off when I stopped working there, and I was still trying to stay in the activewear athleisure space with my content and niche, but it was difficult. I wasn't seeing the views that I normally would have been if I had still been uploading full Lululemon outfit of the days. So a little bit discouraging there. I definitely had to shift my focus in what kind of content I was creating, what sound bites I was using and trending, and what I thought was appropriate to the audience I want to attract. And then obviously I've been putting a lot of my TikTok videos as well onto Instagram Reels. I think as a content creator, it gets challenging and difficult when there are new features, new social apps that are being introduced, because you feel like you need to stay on top and in the game and on every platform. I don't think many people talk about how extremely difficult it is to succeed on every single platform and just like have everything take off at once. Each platform is its own beast. So finding the right trending song on Instagram will be different than the one that's trending on TikTok a lot of the time. I also have a podcast that I hadn't posted to in months, and that was another long form content type platform. And I really did enjoy interviewing guests and the whole search for finding the ones that are such a good fit for the brand and the channel, and that I really wanted to represent Girl of Gen Z, was getting difficult. I didn't want to just be settling for interviewing anyone. I was starting to get a little bit more picky on who I thought would be a good feature on the show. So that died out a bit. That is something that I definitely want to bring back, but just putting the time aside for that one is difficult, because interviewing someone for an hour, hour and a half while working a 9 to 5 and only having weekends off, really, minus Sunday nights because I work as a server, can get tricky. So starting to schedule in time to do podcasts, record TikToks or pre-record TikToks, record and pre-post Instagram content gets tricky. So I've been just trying to learn how to balance it all and just take it day by day, because I find I get less stressed that way versus trying to plan a month ahead on so many different platforms. So moving on to the topic of owning my first car, I had been driving my parents' little Pontiac Vibe. I'll pop in a picture if I can here. This white little clown car is what we'd like to call it. Standard car, so you shift from gear to gear to gear. I've driven that for the past 2, 3-ish, maybe longer, but consistently the past 2 years for sure. And it just wasn't the best car for the winter, and I knew towards the end of the summer and getting the job that I did and having to do the drive every day, I wanted something I felt a little bit more safer in for the winters for sure. And then obviously something that was just my own. I don't mind driving a standard car. My siblings and I have all learned how to drive one, but it's not the most fun to drive in a place that snows and a place that has a lot of stoplights and is busy and has stop and go traffic. I think in a more rural area, a standard car would be very fun to drive, but now after driving one for so long, it is a very frustrating beast to drive. And I didn't want as my everyday car anymore, and obviously I just wanted my own. So I went car shopping, and I've wanted a Jeep Grand Cherokee for the longest time, but it was quite out of my price range in what I could afford, but what I envisioned myself driving was just not it. I would have had to go to a way too old of a model, which I was just not okay with. But my boyfriend actually found me the car I currently drive. It is the one that I purchased, and it's the Acura TLX. It's a 2017. It's black. She has like a little bit of a darker tint on the windows. I love this car. There are a couple cons to it, but not like crazy that would make me like change my mind of what I wanted to buy again. It's a sedan. It has an auto stop start. The Prindle was what Linda Tipton calls it, are actually just flush buttons, and there's no actual like stick shift like bar thing. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I really enjoyed the car that I chose, and I'm really happy that I went with that one. I'm very lucky to have been able to afford what I purchased and get to drive every day now to work and the gym and wherever else I want. I do own the car. It's not leased. I bought it outright. It is mine. When I was car shopping, I knew the things I didn't want, but it was hard for me to figure out what I did want when I couldn't get the Jeep Grand Cherokee anymore. I knew I didn't want a stick shift. I know I didn't want like a pickup truck. I didn't want a coupe. I didn't want a smart car. I wanted a sedan, a 4-door. I didn't want it to look too old, but I also knew I couldn't afford something brand new. So the 2017 one was just perfect, and it was a little higher in my price range than I originally would have wanted, but I got exactly what I paid for, and knock on wood, she is driving so smooth. Have had no issues so far, and I've had her for 8 months, basically as long as I've had my job, and I love her. And the last topic I wanted to cover in this video is moving out of my parents' home. So my boyfriend and I have been talking about moving out for a while, like a long time now, like maybe a year and a half, like more seriously. And I originally envisioned to start looking for a place or being moved out by the time my younger sister, who is 2 years younger than me, has fully completed school. That was kind of like the timeline I gave myself and I thought would work. And that process sped up a bit. So we did originally want to buy a house, but that just wasn't going to happen where we live and how crazy the market is right now, etc. So my boyfriend had been off of work for part of November, and he just started looking at places to rent casually, nothing serious. And then finally he found the place that I'm sitting in right now. I'm currently sitting in the kitchen, and it was the first place we saw together, and it was the last place that we saw together and signed and now live here. So we are renting. It is a semi-detached house. It is a 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath, and we have a nice little backyard, and I'm really looking forward to showing you guys, once it's fully complete, a tour of the place and some of the furniture we picked out. It's like at the half done stage. We're still waiting on some bedroom furniture, as well as we just have to put up some artwork in the living room, but I'm so excited to kind of go through this journey with you guys, and obviously like this next step and stage in life. My boyfriend and I have been living together now for a month, a little over a month, and it has been fantastic. I love living with my best friend and waking up to someone who just cares so deeply about me and makes me laugh every single day, and I don't know why I'm getting emotional. All in all, we're very happy here, and that's that. We made the jump 6 months earlier than I thought, but it all worked out, and I'm very happy that we did decide to move out when we did, before the snow really came down and we got settled during the holidays, and I had a couple weeks off of work, which was nice to just like stay cozy and go to the gym and just like decorate and put things up on the walls. It's been fun. Now that I'm finished my tea, that wraps up the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I look forward to creating some content for you guys that it's gonna be a little bit more lifestyle and homey stuff, just because obviously that's kind of like the stage I'm at in my life and like the process of moving in. So I really hope that that's good with you guys, and you guys stick along for the journey. Don't forget to check me out on my other social media platforms so you can see the short, version of the content I create about living with my significant other and moving out and all the fun things. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.